It's nice in here.
Yesterday was like freezing.
Yeah, you told me, man. That's garbage.
Well, they fixed it, so not complaining. He was down here pretty soon. Luckily, we were able to use your room. That was so helpful.
Anytime. Where's? She said there was a PLC folder
A PLC
on
folder?
the drive.
Yep, there is.
¿Dónde está? What would it be called? PLC with an exclamation point. That's why I don't see it.
Are we going to that?
No, I got everything. This is just for me. All right, so new folder. We'll call it Media Tech. We're going to create it. And we're going to move this bad boy to that location. Blurb. A big reputation. Whoa, thought I just made this folder. New folder. Create. Rename. There we go. Olivia's coming too, right?
Got fixed.
Yeah, it's cozy in here now. Yeah, I mean, cozy. Okay, so you need to take out the filter and get some compressed air. I have some that you can use and clean it out. Like clean out your filter, clean out the inside, put it back together, and then your remote has like some menu function, some settings functions on it, and I can show you how it's pretty simple though. But you go through and then reset your filter hours.
Okay. I'm going to take the filter totally apart because mine shut down. It gave me that message, and then within like a few hours, it totally shut down.
Do not ignore that. That means your projector is fixing to die, and you need to take action now.
Okay.
It's your only heads up.
Okay.
It's not like a check engine light.
Okay.
It urgent.
I'll do it today after school.
Yeah.
I have time.
The projector, and holler at me and I'll help you.
Okay.
I'm happy to.
Yeah. Just like there's a filter on the back there, and you pull it out and you just take it apart. Okay. I didn't even use compressed air because I didn't, but I used like paper towel.
And that works. I got some compressed air for this purpose.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, there's stuff you'll have to do with it. But when it comes to your projector, first line, cut it off and cut it back on.
Yeah.
When it's being
That's
weird.
what I did.
Yeah. If it says lamp light, sometimes that means you need a new bulb, which you got to talk to me about because they're super expensive. But a lot of times it just means you need to go into your settings and reset your lamp hours.
Okay.
When it says airflow, it usually means clean the filter and then reset your filter hours. Gotcha. And those are like 3 simple things you can do right off the bat to like troubleshoot your projector. Okay. And I'm always willing to help you. Okay. I can never do mine.
The voicemail thing. I know you said yesterday at the meeting. Maybe.
Yeah, if you are having issues like that, I can't help you.
Okay.
And if it's something that the front office can't help you with and tech has had to been called in, then I'm out. Okay. I don't trump them, right. That's for sure. But if you just need someone to sit down and show you how to do it, I can do that. But it sounds like you've done that, and you're having next level issues.
Yeah.
Shall I go find Olivia?
She's always late taking her kids.
Okay.
Special. So I don't know.
It is.
No, it is already 12 after.
Yeah, we gotta get started. I gotta bust a move.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm talking to you guys today is how to make the most of the iPads you guys are getting. I am gonna go through. My intention was to go through and show you apps that are already uploaded to your iPads so that you don't have to do anything crazy. However, the Tech Center did not do it. They told me they were going to, and certain iPad apps have not been pushed out. I'm going to take care of that on my end. But so what I'm showing you are simple ways that you can use this technology right now. And understanding that DPI has 4 skills, 4 C's that students have to know: collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, communication. You can't teach these skills without technology. Technology is the pathway to teaching these 4 essential 21st century learners. Hi, Ruth.
What's up? PE.
Alrighty. Putting an iPad in a kid's hand is not teaching them. Only you can do that. But you have a big box of tools to help you teach them, and an iPad is a super, super, super powerful one. Most of the apps, Epic, iBook, Osmo Word, Starfall, most of the things that we're talking about, the Google Suite, are already on your iPads. So when we're talking about literacy, iBooks, Epic, Osmo Words, Starfall are all literacy apps. Not all of them will be appropriate for 4th grade, but some of them 100% are. You're going to have, through these, access to a lot of digital content. Epic is really cool because it gives you access to digital books. Fiction books, nonfiction books, leveled, read aloud, read to me, highlight words. Now you're not going to find, it's going to be stuff like this. It's going to be guided reading stuff. You're not going to find, you're not going to find the books you want. You're not going to find Call to Winners and things like that, but you will find texts. Do you guys do centers in 4th grade?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a couple of easy things that you can do. You know, you guys all have your little man, your little USB man. That's a USB hub. You can plug your USB man into one iPad and plug headphones, if they're USB, into that jack and use one iPad to make a listening center for 4 students. You guys are one-to-one, so you can certainly do, it can be an individual thing. But I want to caution you, just because you're one-to-one with iPads doesn't mean they should only ever be using their stuff individually. collaboration is one of those 4
That's
C's.
what I was going to ask you, how we could collaborate with that.
I have lots and lots of ideas in here for collaboration, but I'm really trying to impress upon 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Just because they're one-to-one, make them work together. Make them work together on one iPad. And we're going to talk a lot more about collaboration in a little bit. So these are all very good. The Osmo kits, I have probably 12 in the Media Center. They are very, very rarely checked out. And they are amazing tools. It comes with this white plastic stand that you set your iPad in. And then there's Osmo Words, Osmo Tangrams for shapes, which is more appropriate for lower grades. But other apps, check one out, take it home, and play with it. It's pretty simple, and I think you'll be surprised at the fun things you can do with them. Starfall would not be appropriate for 4th grade. iBooks. You have iBooks on your MacBook, so you know what this is. You can search anything in iBooks. This is not differentiated for students. So if they search the word sex, stuff's going to come up. So heads up. I already went through that yesterday to see, because I've been at this a minute now, and I've learned some things. We had a problem. I used to check out Kindles to students, and I had one student last year. He searched the word sex. He saw one cover come up. He clicked on it, and that then pushed out a BDSM book to like all of 2nd grade. So well, now I have Kindles no more because Amazon can't get around that. I can't get around that through Amazon. I can't get around it in iBooks. If it becomes an issue, I'll have to talk about it with the tech center and see. But just heads up, they can search for whatever they want, and the content is there.
Okay. So there's no like filter.
And
blocker.
can we delete it? Just take it off?
On the
Does it
student
all come?
iPads, no. You are not going to have a lot of autonomy with these student iPads, which is great because they can't go to YouTube.
Right.
They can't download anything. The only thing that I have seen so far that could be an issue is that.
Okay.
And I don't even know if it'll occur to the kids.
Right. I don't know of many of them looking into books like that. They
None
just
of
all
them are
want to look at
doing it on
YouTube
my
or something.
computer.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be their
They
thought,
don't
which they're
know.
not going to be able to
Good.
do. So we'll see, but just heads up, they can. And if
Now,
one of
let
them
me ask
figures
you
it
a
out,
question, because we do a lot of like story online, the read alouds
Mhm.
on our computers through Google Classroom. A lot of them are YouTube videos. Are they going to be able to view those?
through their Chromebooks, yes. If
Not
it is,
through
if it is I'll have to play with them
Because I heard we were losing these two. They were moving down.
that's what I hear. That's what I hear. But that directive has to come from tech. I don't, and to my understanding, it isn't each principal's discretion. The directive comes from tech, and I think that's tech's plan. But I don't know exactly at what point they're going to roll them out.
How are they going to do?
Can they access it through Safari? I mean, is this
Possibly, I don't know.
I feel like if you go to Safari, unless they've got a blocker running through Safari, then they'll be
And
able
I'm
to
gonna-
access it on Safari.
I'm gonna go-
Share.
SafeShare is on through Chrome because there's not Safari. I think it's Chrome. I don't know. I am really hoping that the Tech Center has thought through these
Will they
things.
be able to get on their Google Classroom on their iPad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we're going to talk about all that. Okay. So these are just a few literacy apps. This one would not be appropriate largely for 4th grade, but if you have some ESL students who still really struggle with handwriting, this is going to be helpful. I'm also going to download a Handwriting Without Tears app, which is a pretty good practice for cursive, not the slant cursive, but the straight up cursive that is taught in 2nd grade. But if you have ESL students who are still struggling, particularly the refugee students, I don't know if you've ever seen the Burmese language, but it's circles and half circles. That's what the language looks like. So this is very hard for them. K's are very hard for them. My kindergartner makes his K's like, just have a scrap piece of paper.
Here. I got a little.
Because they don't teach this. They don't teach this is how you make a K. And so the kids come up with it on their own, and this is how my kindergartner makes a K. Like bottom, he always starts at the bottom and always makes V's.
Yeah.
It's insane. This teaches them the actual directional way to do it. So it's really appropriate for lower grades. Know that this is in your toolbox, and if you see a student who needs this, it's good practice. This is also a straight up whiteboard app, and I use it all the time. Anything your students are writing down on a piece of paper, they can write down on a whiteboard. Anything they're writing down on an actual whiteboard, they can use their whiteboard app for. They can, it can be an exit
We
ticket.
might not have to get whiteboards.
Already ordered.
I think I had another grade level. I had another grade level say the same
They
thing.
approve?
They were like, wait, that's not like 80 whiteboards.
Yeah. It's alright.
We mix it up. Tactile learning and digital learning, that's all together. But think about the same thing you would use your whiteboard for. Everyone write down this answer to this whiteboard on your problem. They can do it on their iPads too. They can also make collaborative pictures. I did that with my lower grades. We went through the main idea of this book, we talked about it, we did our graphic organizer, and then they worked together to make one picture, which is really difficult for lower grades to understand.
It's difficult for upper grades because everybody wants to do what they
I
want
want to do this, and then they say great, and they take it and they erase it, and then they do this. And as we talked about, collaboration is one of those key skills. So understand that the simplest of tasks can meet these skills, can meet your students' needs. And I'm getting ready to show you a very simple tool that you've got on your MacBook, on your iPhone, on your iPads, that you can use straight out of the box to do some amazing things with. But first, let's talk about eSpark. You guys are going to have your training this afternoon. I am not going to be there to see it, but I kind of wish I was, because if eSpark functions the way it's supposed to, this is going to be amazing. What this is supposed to do is take all of your assessment data, synthesize it, and then it pushes out content that is specific to each student, leveled and differentiated for them based on their assessment data. That sounds amazing to me.
That's awesome.
I cannot wait to see how this works. But you guys are going to learn a lot more about that today, so I'm not going to spend any time on this. You have the entire Google Suite at your fingertips. It is on your MacBook. It is on your iPad. It's on your students' iPads. Are you guys on the Google Classroom train?
Oh, yeah.
I was
Great.
I was like,
Then you-
trained.
I was like,
No, I'm on the train.
Great.
Yeah.
Then you
Get
are.
trained, but
You're
we're
ahead
doing
of the
Yeah.
Great. Then you're
Now,
ahead of the game.
Are we getting our own new iPads, or you talking about these?
Everyone keeps asking me that. I have heard nothing about staff getting new iPads.
Okay. So you think it's just students then?
For sure, students. I would imagine at some point we would get new ones because these are pretty old.
These are very old.
Yeah.
We got these last year for Teachers Appreciation Day. We didn't know this was going down.
I actually got mine when I first started here. I've had the same one, and I've been here 5 years now.
You mean your iPad?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, and like the 9 iPads that I have for the Media Center are first generations. They crash on the reg. I would imagine that is coming soon,
Okay.
but they don't tell me nothing. So I don't know. I will know when y'all know, and then I'll have to deal with it.
Okay.
But so if you guys have Google Classroom, you are already on the right
Love
track.
Google Classroom.
Yeah.
I love
Oh my
Google.
gosh.
I love everything that the Google Suite does. If you are super comfortable with Word, know that anything Word can do, Google can do better, and for free. If you like PowerPoint, find slides. If you like Word, get into Docs. If you're an Excel person, learn Pages or Sheets.
Word has got to be losing money. Stocks have got to be going down.
Well,
I'm just saying, Google.
They're also
like, has
getting
took
ready.
over.
We are supposed to. I was told we were going to get it in August. It is now February, and we have not yet gotten it. But I have been told that they're going to push out Office 365 to all of the MacBooks. So at that time, well, we already pay for the Google business.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. It was way above my pay grade. But at such time, that's supposed to be coming. So then you'll have options. If you're a Word girl, you'll have Word. But you can't, well, you can with 365, but the Google apps are going to very seamlessly integrate with the Drive, with Google Classroom, with everything that we're doing now. So I would stick with it. Google Docs is an excellent way to work collaboratively. Google Slides is an excellent way to work collaboratively. We're going to talk a little bit more about Google Drawing in a minute. Anything your kids are writing on a piece of paper, they can do in a Google Doc. You can create an assignment in a Google Doc, push it out to all of your students, and they can work within the doc. This eliminates your need to spend any time at the copier.
Yeah, I know.
Anything that your kids are doing in a PowerPoint, they can do in a Google Slide. Any anchor chart that you're making by hand, you can make a digital version and shoot it out to your classroom. any poster presentation that they're doing. Rather than have them make a poster, have them make a Google slide. It can be extremely simple. I mean, at kindergarten level, it's go outside with your iPad and take a picture of objects that are in the @word family, and then go in and we teach them how to upload and put them into a slide. Take things of pictures that are red, take pictures of examples of the water cycle, etc., etc. You know, and
I got one waiting.
okay.
You must be leaving early.
But as far as
Gosh, every day. Thursday.
inserting an image and creating a text box with that image, fourth grade kids 100% can do that. 100% can do that.
They love it all technology.
Yeah. All right, so this is that very simple little tool that I told you that you all have that you can do amazing things with, and it is your straight up camera function on your phone, on your iPads, on your MacBook. And the best way I can recommend that you guys can implement this right away is to do sort of a version where the students are progress monitoring each other. Now, it's not legit progress monitoring, but it is in the same way. So imagine this. You have a group, you have 2, 3, 4, however you want to do it, students. They have a passage. They read the passage quietly to themselves individually. They read the passage out loud to themselves to practice. And then each person reads the passage while one person records them with an iPad function. And then everyone takes turns reading their passage. And then we switch. And then they access their Google Classroom, where you have sent out an assessment Google Doc where they go in then and assess themselves. They listen back to themselves and assess themselves for fluency and assess their peers for fluency. You can do that right now. That requires nothing. Nothing other than your camera function. You could do it with your phone. You could do it with your MacBook. I went to, at Craven Summit, I saw some people demonstrating that, and I was surprised. It seemed so simple and so rudimentary, and I was really, really surprised at how impactful it was for these two teachers who presented this. And they were elementary teachers. You can also take pictures of your students at work and use those photos on your bulletin board. That's always a really helpful thing to do. You can take pictures of any student work that they do, captured in your classroom, or just take a picture, convert that to a QR code, and put your QR code and your photos on your bulletin boards. That's just little extra things you can do. But video record, cameras, take the iPads out on a mini field trip, you know, onto the school grounds, and take pictures of things. Get creative there, is what I would say. Anytime you are sitting down lesson planning, make an effort to think about, is there some creative way that I can integrate this? Is there some amazing teacher somewhere who has found out something and put a YouTube video on it? They have. Just look. There's amazing stuff out there. So with Pages, just like Word, you can create 6 uniform text box and have the students make their own comics. They can insert images. You can create a folder on your classroom of images that you drop in, whatever your project might be. Whether it's nonfiction text features, examples of it. Make yourself a cache of images so your students don't have to search the entirety of the web, because that's a nightmare. Have them go in their file, find a picture. You could, make sure they're unrestricted images, but drop in images, create text, an advertisement, a review, any poster, anything in Pages. iMovie is taking your video function and taking it to the next level. I'm going to do some more targeted PD on iMovie as soon as I know the basics, but not enough to really dive in and show you guys. I need to play with it some more, but probably after spring break, because what got me this idea was my little boy. Over all of that extended winter break that we had, he and his best friend, who lives next door and is in 2nd grade, started playing with their Legos, and they would create all these little vignettes with their Legos and record each other telling stories and acting it out. They did this totally on their own, totally with their Kindles. They're 6 and 8. They did this all on their own, and I thought, man, if I could upload these into iMovie and just edit edit out some of the sillies and edit this into one video, drop some music. There's a green screen in the media center. We use it for the morning show every morning. You can use it. We had a second grade teacher a couple years ago do a project with her students where they did book reports on biographies of famous Americans. Then she had them kind of dress up like they're a famous American and then superimposed different images behind them. So Amelia Earhart next to an airplane. And do you remember Hezekiah Greer? He might have been too old. Dressed up in a top hat like Abe Lincoln, standing outside the Lincoln Memorial.
Aw.
Really, really cool stuff that you can do there. And you can have the kids do newscasts, public service announcements, and another amazing thing that you could do right out of the box. You don't even have to get fancy in iMovie. You could do this with your straight video function, is have the kids do book trailers and book talks. For instance, I did a lesson last year with the students. They will remember this. And I'm going to do it again in 5th grade. If you'd like for me to come in for 4th grade and do it, I'm happy to. They can, do you remember Reading Rainbow?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when they would have the kids review books? When you go back, I would show the kids a few of those. When you go back and watch them all together, you realize they're following a script. Introduction. Hi, my name is. And then there's some sort of hook. Do you like blah, blah? Well, then check out this. Brief synopsis, no spoilers, and then conclude it to pull the reader in. If you like, then you'll love. So I made an anchor chart with just like the outlines of a script, had the kids work on writing out a script, work on practicing it, and then we recorded it. I've got lights, I got a green screen, we all have all this digital technology, we can work together to figure out how to edit and things. So you can do that, and then the important thing with these DPI standards is not just about creating, but it's also about sharing. You've got to be able to share new knowledge. The easiest way to do something like this, so let's say you've got 3 kids in here who are super into the book Sisters. I know this is Ty-on-C, right? They've been begging me for that book for a week. I was so excited when he came in. I was like, it's here! So he and his friends could record a book trailer of Ty-on talking about sisters and why it's so great. And then you can take that or teach your kids, or I can lead a lesson and teach your kids how to attach that video to a QR code. Are you familiar with QR codes? Yes. Okay, so you know that a QR code is just a digital way to capture metadata. On a bookmark, it has metadata about this object. A QR code can have metadata about anything. You can take that video clip, attach it to a QR code, and then post it in your classroom library. So your students can go up and they can browse, and they can scratch their QR code and watch a video of Ty talking about how amazing Sisters is. A couple of years ago, last year actually, at the beginning of the school year, I did a lesson, my library intro lesson. It was a QR version of Pokemon Go, because that summer was the big thing. Mm-hmm. And I had all the kids break up into small groups, and they read this is where you return books. Checkout. So they go to checkout, they search for the QR code, they capture it, and a picture of a Pokemon would come up. And because they're all little nerds, they would write down the name of the, well, that's Charmander! And they would write it down, number 1. And that Charmander clue would lead them to the next one. And by the end of the thing, they would have, so they'd come to me, and their exit ticket was the 5 Pokemons written in the right order. It was so fun. And not too complicated to do. Every iPad has a QR code reader. QR code generators are all over the internet, and they're free and they're simple. If you can go to Target or Walmart or Walgreens website and upload photos from your phone, you can figure out how to make a QR code. It is not hard. Blogging, student blogging is another.
Come in.
Oh, he has a dentist appointment.
Student blogs is another easy thing you can do right out of the gate to incorporate technology. If you guys do writing prompts in the mornings, reflection pieces, anything like that, each student, and you can push this out in Google Classroom, can have their own Google document. That is their blog. They can free write, they can use it as a journal, they can be self-reflections, self-assessments, any kind of writing prompt you've created, anything like that. Google Docs can also be shared collaboratively. Second and third grade have discussed creating a grade level Google Classroom that has every single student, which would encourage across the classroom collaboration. So one group in this class could create a slide share and then share it with a partner group in a different classroom, and you, through Google Classroom, push it out to just them. And then those people could work in that slide. It could be a slide, it could be a doc, it could be most anything. I think that's a really cool idea and a cool way to do cross-class collaboration. Google Drawing is another thing. If you don't know about it, you need to learn it, because holy moly, this thing is really cool. Google Drawing is kind of like Publisher, where it's you can create things, but then it becomes interactive. So think about your graphic organizers.
Sweetie, can you close the door when you go out? Thank you.
Have a good day, Gavin. So think about your graphic organizers. They can become interactive, which once again eliminates the need for printing paper. Google Draw, you can create your own. There's also a whole cache of things that are already there, like this. So this is a lower grade level, but this is a season sort. So this, somebody has already made this. You can take it, adopt it, make it your own, push it out in Google Classroom, and then it becomes a finger touch sort for the littles. This is the sandwich chart for topic, sentence, detail, 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 closing. All these are text boxes. You know how to make a text box.
Yeah. Well, we have the also the graphic organizers from Learning Focus, and when we upload those, we can actually assign it to each individual student, and they can just write on it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
it's the same thing.
Well, they open it in Cami. Once you put it up there, they open it in Cami, and they can type into it.
But the idea of the interactive graphic organizer is the same. You can take something like this, project it on your smartboard, and they can go up and write on the whiteboard. You know, but there's all kinds of stuff in there that's already available. And so, in conclusion, I'm going to highly encourage you guys to, with all that spare time that you have, that you just keep stashed away, go on YouTube and check out what other teachers in America are doing with their iPads. You're going to see there's some innovative people in this world who are coming up with amazing stuff faster than we can even think about it. So see what your colleagues are doing. Please always, I am always willing to work with you guys. We may be learning together because I certainly don't know all of this stuff out of the gate, but we can learn together and figure something out. If you have an idea, you're not exactly sure how to pull it off, let me know. If there's something you want to do and you don't think you're going to have enough classroom time, give them to me. Let me come in here. I'm happy. I can always preview something. I can always go in and get them started. If you are, Morticia had me come in and go across all of third grade and teach them in Google Slide how to, okay, this is your folder in your classroom of images. 2-finger, click, copy, go over to your presentation, 2-finger, paste, insert, text box, type, cut. You know, Morticia was like, they have to know how to do this. I do not have time to teach this.
Well, that, and we're not very fluent at it sometimes.
Yeah, you know. I got you. I got you.
She might be, but I'm not.
Right. See, now that's
you know,
and that was, and to me, that's something I don't consider. That was a simple thing that Morticia asked me to do. I'm like,
and that's the whole thing. Sometimes we just need those front load lessons to get them started on the procedure,
right? So
that we can teach the content and not have to teach procedure.
And
in the middle of all that.
That is what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. You know, and if you want me to come in, it gives you a 30-minute break to go pee, get a Coke. You know, like send them to me. Give yourself just a drop of an extra planning period. Like, please, guys, that's what I'm here for.
I was going to tell you guys too. Those Tech Tuesdays. I went to this one this week, and I got a lot out of it. And they end it at 5 o'clock. They don't go over. They kick us out of the building. They lock up.
Was it facilitated by Kelly Williamson?
Yeah.
Kelly Williamson is our district supervisor for the
I
media
know.
coordinators.
I work with her with CDC.
She's new this year. She has changed.
Anyway.
I really like Kelly Williams. Like, she impresses the pants off of me. She's just amazing.
She doesn't mind helping you.
Because I signed up for the rest. I didn't sign up for
Same. I had a dentist
the
appointment,
first
but I signed up for all the other
Yeah,
ones.
and I would, because it's easy credits. All you gotta do is like yesterday, to get our credit at the end of it, we had to type something we learned and how we might implement it in our classroom. That was it. There's our badge.
And good information.
Mm-hmm.
Badge and tech credit.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I got lots of good resources. I haven't had time to thumb through them all, but I have lots of good resources now.
And you can anticipate me coming in minimum once a month and doing things like this, little PLCs on different topics. If I've got ideas for topics I'm going to do, but if you've got one you want me to, please let me know. I mean, this time is yours. I am not wasting y'all's time. And I am not wasting mine. I'm not about wasting mine. So if I'm coming in here to talk to y'all, this is something I feel like y'all should know. And if I'm presenting something to you that you are less interested in and you would be more interested in something else, please let me know and I'll do it. I, as always, am here to make
Did I miss
make
the
things easier for
beginning
you.
when iPads are coming?
They are here.
Oh, they're here.
They are here. I
Yeah,
have them in a tub in the media center, but there are still some other things that have to be done. You guys are going to do your eSpark training this afternoon. The students have to complete some Apple badges of their own.
And
When they get it.
right,
Can't do
and
it without
that's my question. What
I mean,
who's
And-
doing that with them? And
I don't know. These are details that are never communicated to me.
if they have to get their badges.
I don't know. I
morning work.
am going to discuss it with Ashley soon because I don't know. I mean, I walked into the library to see 9 tubs sitting in there and no instruction from anyone on what I'm supposed to be doing. So
Do they have cases,
Yes.
covers?
yes,
Okay,
they have
along with the little holder?
yeah, they have holders which you can bend down and
Yeah.
make it stand. They're extremely durable. You power the button on, ready to go.
Do you have organizational, how we're
It-
going to have it in the room?
It comes in a big plastic tub.
Okay.
The chargers are in there. Beyond that, I don't know.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't know. I think you guys will have to figure it out. I didn't even know they were coming like that.
Okay.
I was stoked to see that they had cases and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was going to be responsible for that. I assumed I would be
Cases.
responsible for that. And I have no idea what's going to happen with the kids getting their Apple badges.
I got a personal question here.
I got
You
you.
guys can watch because I've been trying to. I've uploaded documents and assigned each child a document before,
Mhm.
but I have pulled up these for the kids to open in Cami and do, and I tried to put it on as an assignment, and it's not letting me assign it to each individual student. For whatever reason, I don't know why it's doing that.
Let me play.
And usually I've had no problem in the past, but
Okay.
I don't know if it's
And
something to do
the
with
document,
documents.
excuse me, which document is it?
My drive right here.
So in my drive.
Got that one, and the other one is another
Okay.
fraction one.
So you're opening it with Cami, correct?
Well, they open it with Cami so that
Okay.
they can type in it.
So I'm just going to go through
It's
the steps.
downloaded on my computer
Okay.
already.
I'm just kind of going through the steps that I would do
Okay.
to see what happens. Is that it?
Yeah, that's one of them. So
There you are.
they're all open at the bottom already.
Open. And there you are. And I would just move to, export to, revert to.
I downloaded them on my computer, then I put them into Google Drive, and I tried to copy the Google Drive link.
And that didn't let you
and
do
put
it.
it in. I put it into the links, but then it wouldn't let me assign individual copies.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Share. You want them to edit? You want them to edit
I don't
this?
want I don't want them to be able to edit that one.
They just want to view
I
it.
want them to have their own copy.
Alright, so copy link.
Usually when I do that and I put it on there,
And then you
And
would.
Jalen leaving early is getting old.
Huh?
TPE
Yeah,
assignment?
What took me so long is
Or
that
not
she's
yet?
getting medicine.
Assignments
I was
usually
never
what I do.
aware that she gets meds.
She's supposed to want
And then I
she
do the link button and
Yeah,
paste that
we were
in.
in lab till 1:07. We went over.
7 minutes.
So
Yeah, it's okay for antibiotics. It's
antibiotics.
You
Yeah.
just title it fraction practice
Yeah,
She's
1.
making it seem like
it's antibiotics according to her mom. Unless they put other stuff up there. But yeah,
Just
Open with Cami. Open with Cami and complete. Incomplete.
yeah, I'm tired of Galen. I saved her early. I went through. I was doing
No due date, no topic, link.
Right.
Galen,
And see,
nothing.
usually
Because he leaves during my
here,
yellow.
somewhere, it will let me hit the drop down and see what happens. See, usually it lets me assign it to more than one student.
He was
You know, a copy for each
Mhm.
student.
Mom's got a
But it's not
meeting
doing
and
that. If you
blah,
click
blah,
that, it's
blah.
gonna
But
post
yeah,
it to the
I
wall.
understand, but you're missing an hour of my ELA.
All
course.
students.
Add that up. And you're missing
All
days
students.
of instruction.
All students.
Right.
And then I wonder why I go to put progress reports and I don't have anything from them. No graphic organizer. Tests he's got to make up.
Now they're all going to be able to be typing on the same one. That's the problem.
Oh,
That's the go to that.
I'll delete this.
Just click edit.
She does it. She does attendance.
It's okay.
and Carter, all that last week and this week.
Kobe
I mean,
called.
See, it's
she's messaged me.
When
So all they're going to be able to
Usually-
do is see that.
Like,
You want
we've been
them to
contacted.
work
Okay.
it.
Ridiculous.
what's,
yeah,
what's she
but I
saying?
want them to have their
I'll read
own
it.
document.
When's the last time
One
we
of
made
the- and I
contact?
tried
Today's
all the buttons.
Thursday, right?
Because I know
Yeah,
one of
today's
them.
Thursday, the first.
Are you guys putting like assigning copies to each student on Google Classroom?
I did one time. It was a headache. I did.
Well,
like,
I've done it
it was,
before,
they had to like Zoom. and
but
they were
this
having
particular
trouble.
document is not letting me do it, and I don't know what I'm doing
I don't know. It seems
I've
to
never done
me
it.
like
Never
if
done it.
you share this link that they can edit with every person is going to have
Every person's gonna be in the same document.
garbage. Yes, you're right. That's not what we want to do. Okay.
Yeah, I've never done
Okay.
It's alright. I'll just hit up Alden this afternoon. I know he knows how to do it because I watched his
And-
kids do it.
And talk to Marty too.
Okay.
Marty's pretty fluent in Google Classroom, and
Just wanted to-
actually, in conclusion, I am working on a
we got a peek.
Google
Sorry.
Classroom. I know, so do I. I'm working on a Google Classroom how-to FAQs tips of the trade.
The thing is, I've
Document.
done it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I've had no problem. But
Well,
for whatever
she
reason,
Honestly, Michelle, I'm mostly
Right.
doing it for me.
He's
Um,
a little better. Him and Liam both have been very
'Cause I'm trying to
congested.
learn.
He had upset stomach too, congested, and nosebleeds. Common for Carter when he gets cold. Liam ran a fever off and on all week. Liam started off with it first over last week. I took him to doctor. Said it's an upper respiratory infection. They didn't test him for flu because his fever is only 101 and not higher.
What? They tested well
If
for
he's
flu. He
better,
only
then
ran a
he'll be back
99.
Monday. He's not been back all week. And then she just put Liam started running a fever again yesterday, and Carter has had an upset stomach all night. Upset stomach with flu and virus going around so bad. I'm